So I figured the first way that I can begin to open up and talk about things is to do it right before a holiday, we'll say. Let's back up a little bit. First, the most important thing is hi. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of everything you've done today. I'm proud of everything that you'll do tomorrow. You have an amazing soul, and let it shine. That should be every beginning to every day. I've had a long journey to get here. I've had a long journey to be able to look in the mirror, to love myself, to love who I am, and to love who I'm going to be. So I think, being the first video, let's be a little raw. Let's be a little bit vulnerable. Most important thing for me is I live for love. Not necessarily to seek one's love, but to build it, to live by it, to let it rule me. To make sure that I don't necessarily love just others, but to start to begin to love myself. And to begin to love myself, I have to accept everything about me. Everybody has their past. Everybody has their feelings of hurt and anger and frustration and happiness in between. But it's what you really do with it that matters. Yeah, I've had all that. I've had great times, I've had horrible times. But I've sat with myself. And I've sat in those situations. I took those feelings and built and grew and healed from them. Every day I want to be a better man. Every day I want to wake up and ask myself, is this the best version of me? Can I do better? Can I level up? Yeah, I can. And I will. So I think this being the first video, the most important thing I want to say to everybody is the 3 words that you will always hear from my mouth. Whether I have been friends with you or known you for a short time, a lifetime, generations, met in another life, will meet in another life. I love you. The 3 most important words. I say them to a stranger because you never know. You never know if you change people's lives. And I think starting today, I'm changing mine, and I hope on my journey, I can change yours. So today, I decided to entrust and instill in someone who I love, who has been a spiritual brother, spiritual guru, my rock, my soul, just someone who just embodies healing. So my boy is going to ask me random questions. This is not filtered. This is not written down. This is just a series of questions that I requested to just fly. By doing that, I hope that I can take these and sit with them and re-listen to this and then dig deeper. And maybe the same questions or maybe the answers I give will help you in your life and your journey look deeper and level up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask my boy to ask the question. And in case you can't hear, I will restate the question and answer them from deep within, basically. So, boy, first question.
All right. Well, we're going to dig, diggity, dig, 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 dig.
Well,
first question. Do you find forgiveness in yourself?
So, the question was, do I find forgiveness in myself? Yeah. So, let me break that down in my head. The first thing that was a red flag that I've learned recently is when someone says, do I find? Now, to find something means it could be a negative connotation, right? So we'll say find. So something to be found has indeed been lost.
Or out of reach.
Or something that's not attainable.
In other words, do you have forgiveness for yourself?
So Boaz revisited and said, do you have find forgiveness within yourself?
No, do you have forgiveness?
Oh, sorry, within. Have within. Up until recently, I was in a situation where I became a shell. I find forgiveness within myself. I used to seek it from other people. I used to have other people qualify the person that I was. I used to have other people's opinions become this shell of me. Do I find forgiveness? Yeah, I found it. I found it a long time ago. But I put it in a box and I tucked it away. Every day, I forgive myself for the things that I've done and the things that I could do better. But I also, every time that I forgive myself, I think of somebody else. Because again, everything in me is love. So I forgive those around me at the same time. By doing that, it helps me grow as an individual, and it also helps me help others. Because something that I forgive somebody else for could actually be something that's so embedded inside me that I didn't even friggin' see it. So yeah, I forgive myself. I find forgiveness in myself. And because I can do that, I can forgive others. So yeah, that's the answer to that one. So,
how do you let go of these things that you have changed or, in theory, held on to that created that shell?
How do I let go of this shell?
Or the things that no longer serve you?
So when life comes about, you're always in a situation and you're placed in a time period, a time, place, event, and action, right? So every action has a reaction. So let's take a couple separate things here. When I was hurt, I don't care of specifics. I mean, I could go in specifics, but maybe not the first video. Let's just say in general, when I was put in a situation, let's talk a physical hurt, right? Physical hurt and mental hurt, two different things. So we're going to go physical. Physical is a lot less. Let's start there. So, a physical hurt. A physical hurt, you can feel it. And you can see it. So let's take, for instance, a bruise, right? Let's take a bruise. I'm not medically trained, so I'm not even going to try to attempt that part, but let's just put it this way. You see it. You can feel it. It reminds you. Physical hurt. You sit in that situation. And you feel it. You feel the sensation of what happened when it was acted on. You feel the sensation of the aftermath of it. So I sit in it. And I revisit it. And I replay it. Most people say, oh my God, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't replay it. Don't come at yourself with, it happened, let it go. Oh my God, why would you want to revisit that? I want to revisit everything. I want to know what became of me and what became of this shell and how this was made. You need to forgive yourself. Because if you're in a situation and you physically get hurt, you need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive yourself for the person who hurt you. You need to forgive yourself for the feeling you felt in that situation. And you also need to think, why? Why did it happen? Were there events I could have prevented it? Were there things that I said that were uncalled for? Most people don't like to look at themselves, and most people don't like to think about it. And most people think it's over. Soul searching is hard. To sit in a situation and an environment that is uncomfortable is necessary. How do I filter it? Okay, fair enough. I filter it for 2 reasons. One, the most important thing is I want to know that hurt so I can prevent it. Most people think prevent it. You can't. Sometimes you can't prevent that, whatever. Yeah, you can. You can. Because you don't put yourself back in that situation. That's how you prevent it. You can see signs that things are progressing, that things can get to that point. You can feel on your insides, not even the person who did it to you, but you as an individual were there. It happened to you. How did it happen to you? Why did it happen to you? Why did you allow it to continue? I was such a people pleaser. And I still am. And I'm working on that. But I sit in the physical hurt because I put myself there. Sometimes I took the hurt because I was trying to protect other people. Because sometimes I felt like they couldn't handle it. So let me take it. Let me take the hits. Sometimes I was just being a belligerent kid. It's just what it is. But why did I feel like that kid? Why did I feel like I needed to be put there? Why did I feel like talking back? Why did I feel this? So you sit in it. But if you don't sit in it, you don't grow from it. So yeah, mentally hurting somebody, uncalled for. It is your fault. It is your fault if you mentally hurt somebody. I don't care what they say to you. I don't care the things that come out of somebody else's mouth because you govern your own mouth. You govern your emotional state. You govern your heart. You rule your own body, your mind, spirituality. You do it. Not anybody else.
Your own shit.
Own it. Mm-hmm. If you know you are not in the right frame of mind, do not be around people. Sit with yourself and figure out why.
Then let it go.
And when you figure it out, the most important thing is you forgive yourself for it. Mm-hmm. And you understand it. And then you promise yourself to try harder. I'm not saying you're going to be perfect. I'm not saying you're going to fix it. But you got to try harder. Because trying is the beginning of healing. So I think I might have answered that one. Mm-hmm. Okay. But
how do you see your change in awareness of yourself and how you perceive others?
Uh-huh.
Because we're following what you were saying. I'm paying attention.
So how do I perceive myself and others? That's hard.
I never said there was going to be easy questions.
It's very hard. I wish I had like a little notebook next to me right now, because what I want to write right now is under construction.
Perfect.
So I want to say I'm under construction. And the reason for that is because every day I will not rest until I know that I have worked at being the man that I'm going to be. How do I perceive myself? There's a lot of flaws. Countless amount of flaws. I can rattle them off. I can say a whole bunch of them. Physical, mental, spiritual. I wish I was this. I wish I was that. I wish I had this. God knows I wish I had that. But what I do have is a solid foundation. I have a solid foundation of starting to love me. Starting to dig deep. Starting to appreciate the things that I never ever saw before. I've just recently learned how to perceive others. That's hard. I'm human. There are days I look at people and I'm floored by some of the things that they do. They could be rude. They could be nasty. They could just be not good humans. Not good. Not good. And the worst part is you look at them and they're just carrying on and you just wonder, like, is this really you? Is this do you see yourself right now? So I guess the rule of thumb that I'm learning by is this. I want to see that when I look at someone and I see the reflection of me back, I want to be proud of it. By doing that, I need to do the same for others. So my perception of other people and the perception of myself right now is we're all under construction. That's that.
Blow up.
Next.
Name some very good. Name 5.
Five.
Make it nice.
Okay.
5 good qualities that you love about yourself.
Yeah, how many people wanted to cringe every time you hear someone say, name this, name that about yourself? Okay.
I'm talking good quality.
So, 5 things. Let's readjust on this one, because this one, again, boy, is not making it easy. Okay, so 5 things. Okay. Let's go surface-wise. Let's start surface-wise. 5 things I love about myself. I love my smile. My smile
is infectious.
Can light up the universe. And it has. Many a nights. I love my eyes. I love the strength that I have. You know, most people, I joke that I'm built like a brick shithouse. I'm built like a brick shithouse.
Tank.
I'm a tank. But I love it. Because as strong as I am, I'm a delicate mover. So that'll bring me into the inside, right? So those are 3 things. Let's talk about 2 more. The next thing I love is my heart. Those of you who don't know, my heart, is it medically sound? Depends on the day. Right?
Yeah,
depends on the day.
Yeah, depends on the moment.
But the beat of that heart beats for not only myself, but anyone
all others
in this world and the next lifetimes to come. It's the let's not say it that way. It is, no, I wouldn't even say unconditional. It is the most euphoric feeling to know that I can love in a capacity that many people can't understand.
Oh, without bounds.
And I'm so excited because when I say that, and most people are like, I don't understand why how you can love like that. I love that because you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to love you even harder than I did that minute before you said that.
Throw shade.
And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to make you love yourself. And I'm going to show you how. Because that's what I like.
Sharing is caring.
The last part about me, and the biggest one, is my soul. It's not the first go-round. It's not the second go-round. It's lifetimes. Lifetimes. But this soul is a seeker. It seeks truth, justice, love, compassion, all the things that need to connect to others. It's like a constellation with the stars, you know? My soul likes to connect those dots. Because every one that it meets, I get to have a piece of that. And they get a piece of me. And maybe in this world, maybe not this one specifically, but eventually, all those lines will connect, and we can all be one. It's the coolest thing ever. Boy.
Okay. We're gonna dig. Tell me 5 things you do not find are good qualities within yourself.
Okay. So 5 things. 5 things I do not find good qualities about myself. Okay. I'm not in the correct body. Instead of being okay with that, I really critique myself hard. So instead of knowing that this is temporarily placeholder, I have brutalized myself because of it. So those of you who don't know, I am born Sarah Beth Batson. I will become physically, I am already emotionally, spiritually, and mentally, Jacob Hart Batson. So there's this placeholder that's happening right now. And this placeholder, the first thing that I don't like is the fact that there are things that are part of this body that I don't understand and shouldn't be part of it. So, physical aspects, I'm not going to name them all. Let's just say the body is one of them. So that's the first thing, is this body. Instead, I let it get the best of me. And instead of thinking this is a placeholder, I look hard and I go, ugh, this is disgusting. I'm this, that, the other thing. So yeah, the placeholder's one. The second thing is I am so goddamn hard on myself. Because I know the greatness that I have. I beat the hell out of myself emotionally sometimes. And sometimes it gets the best of me and it stays for a little while. And that's when I really have to sit with myself. And if I can't sit with myself, I have my boy and all these other people that are around me that value and see who I am that I temporarily at that moment can't. And that's okay for someone to be. Because if you don't have the good and the bad, the yin and the yang, you're never going to grow. So that's the second thing, is I beat myself up. I emotionally beat myself up. For a rash of reasons. The third thing, vanity. It's a big one. I fall hard when it comes to vanity. I like pretty things and things that make me falter and things that make me see the surface instead of dig in deep for the content. So vanity is one of them. Let's see. That's 3. 4. I can sing like an angel. But I'm very critical.
Over-judgmental.
I'm very over-judgmental. Very over-judgmental. Instead of taking the instruments that I have and utilizing them for good, I take those instruments and think, what could I fix about them? What wasn't exactly perfect? So maybe we could tweak this. That's an issue for me. The last thing I don't like, and the most important thing that I've been working on since a child, is my anger. That anger has caused me more pain in my life than I care to admit. That anger has caused pain and instilled pain in others. When I meet someone, I always try to take the hurt away from somebody, because I'm the empath. I am. I really want to just draw it away and throw it away, and I wish I could erase the hurt that everyone in life could have, and has had, and will have, because we will be there one day. We'll be in a situation where we're going to be hurt again. I've learned to control my temper. And I say it that way because I find, because I'm soul searching now, that I'm not as angry. Mm-hmm. That I don't allow myself to get to that point. Because before that, you could see the path of my anger and the destruction. So yeah, again, although these are negative connotations, they are pathways of lightness. So yeah, that's 5.
To have the dark. To have the dark, to have the light.
Yeah. So last question.
Okay, last question. Name 3 boundaries you have set.
3 boundaries that I have set. Okay. That's a tough one. 3 boundaries.
I said 3 instead of 5.
3 boundaries. 1. I will only love those who accept it. Let me clarify. I will only verbally and physically show love to those who accept it. What do I mean by that? Being who I am is living through love. I will instill the fact that I will smile at someone and they will feel the love immediately. If they're standoffish and not receptive, I'm still going to love them, but I'm going to love them from afar. Because maybe they're not ready for that, you know? Maybe they're not ready. So that's 1, right? If you're receptive and you're acceptive, love knows no bounds. No bounds. Let's revisit that question again.
3 boundaries.
Boundaries.
That you have set now.
Boundaries. I will no longer look in the mirror and see myself in a shell. Never again. I will look in the mirror and I will look directly into my heart, mind, and soul. That's what I will see. That's the second one. The third one is I will no longer place myself in a situation where I have to beg for someone to care about me. I will no longer plead and stay in a situation where I am not met equally, or maybe it won't be equally at first, but knowing that there's a possibility that it could be equal. Knowing that they're willing to grow and step forward like I am and level up. I've been in horrible situations where I had this need. I had this need to eat, right? I had this need to eat. And I would have any scrap that I could get. Any little itty bitty scrap. I don't care what it is. I wouldn't care who it's from. I wouldn't care where I got it from. I wouldn't care if it was just the tiniest little ounce. I would hold on to it. Hold on to it as if they would dictate who I am. As if that would tell me what kind of person that I am. As if the justification of the man that I am is by what they define.
Seeking validation outside.
Yeah. It's no longer. It's no longer.
Mm-hmm.
My boy and I always say, you got to be this high to ride this ride.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where it's going to stay. For now. Until it gets higher.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because as you level up, the ride gets leveled up.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, boy.
No, thank you. Much gratitude and appreciation. Mm-hmm.
Thanks for hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for opening up. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being you.
Yeah, thanks for just being you.
Thanks also for you taking time to love me. And just know, I'm never going to leave your side. Whether I'm physically there next to you, mentally, physically, spiritually, this lifetime, next lifetimes, I love you. And just know that when you need it, just close your eyes and feel me there. Talk to you guys later.